Hey everyone, hey everyone. Good afternoon. Hope all is well out there today. Just wanted to let some people come in. I am Alma Rose. Good to see you all here. Just want to come in and check in with you all. I don't hardly go live, but hey, let's switch it up a little bit. We can get to know each other a little bit better. And I'm a little ghosty or whatever, but you know. ah, here we go. But tonight, seriously, I have a special guest that I'm bringing on tonight. We're going to just, vibe out and talk about a little bit of reframing of the mind. So I'm gonna bring her on, and she's going to join me. So here we go. Here we go.
Hi.
Good afternoon, sister.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm so good. I always love being in your energy and in your space. So it's so good to see you.
Thank you. Same here, sis. Same here.
And thanks for having me on because I told you I love the content that you share. It
Thank you.
resonates with me and I think it's so powerful and so needed
Thank you,
these days.
sis. Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate you as well. I appreciate you for connecting with me and just like minds, just being together. I don't hardly go live, so I'm a little nervous.
Okay, that makes
But,
two of us.
got to want to show everyone who I am. I am Alma Rose. I'm a holistic practitioner, certified. And my brand right now, I'm recreating some things in the background. So I'm just basically sharing a lot of my experience with other people. I've been doing a lot of self-reflecting, a lot of self-healing, going to therapy, just a lot of personal development. And I just like to share that with everybody else, just to help someone else on their journey and just be of service to
Yes.
other people.
I love that. That's like what attracted me to your page. I'm like, oh, this is so good
Thank
because
you.
I've been doing the same work too. Like I've gone to therapy, and it's usually most people don't feel comfortable going to therapy or talking about it, acknowledging it, that it's a real thing and that's something that we need. But like, I found so much healing in that process. And that's why I'm excited about the conversation we're having tonight as far as like reframing the mind, because I feel like therapy put me on the right track um, towards that. And of course, nerding out on like podcast and reading a whole bunch of self-help books.
That part.
Yes.
It's just a lot of experiences that it was one experience that kind of led me to self-reflect and relationship, as a lot of us kind of learn ourselves through relationships. And that's the foundation of knowing who you are, because you have to learn through other people. And I don't want to get it twisted when we talk about self. It's just such a, you shutting down, and you just go into, a space where you're not sharing yourself and being compassionate. It just being more self-aware, practicing it, and me being in, certain relationships triggered some things to cause me to look at myself and say,
Mm.
hey, look, okay, you know what? It's something going on. At first I was thinking it's them, was very in a mode of victim, like, hey, they doing this to me, their fault, da 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 da. And I see that things were really and go in and
Yeah.
reevaluate some things. And so I started to see that it was a pattern that come from childhood. And I started to understand, like, wow, it's a lot of things in my childhood and I never really addressed, so much that had happened back to back to back to back. And as an adult,
Mm-hmm.
like, it all just came at one time, especially when you opening up to your spiritual side, and when you're going
Yeah.
through spiritual journeys, that's when a lot of stuff just, whew, Because at first, when I started my spiritual journey, I was more on the outside, learning information, understanding our culture, just learning all this information on the outside, learning how to eat,
Mm-hmm.
working out, and, just all this information about, culture, And
Yeah.
so it was working for a few years. It was so good. But then I just started to get deeper on my spiritual journey to realize self,
Mm-hmm.
more of you, taking
Yeah.
responsibility and the credibility for you.
Yeah.
Instead of going outside, because I was still kind of looking for someone to save me,
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
looking for that, you know, dealing in spirituality and religion. I was coming from a Christianity background. So it's
Mm-hmm.
that savior, you know, foundation of someone coming to get you, to save you. When I started
Mm-hmm.
to go deeper on my spirituality and realize I am that to save myself, not saying I am the creator and I created everything. I'm a part of that.
Yeah.
And so it just, on the spiritual journey just kept going and going. And I'm now in this place of self, like, wow, it's me. Instead of
Mm-hmm.
taking, going outside and just bringing everything in and just reflecting, so-called shadow work that most people
Yeah.
want to call it. And so,
It's so true. And I commend you because this is really hard work. Like it's not easy. A lot of people don't really like because you gotta look yourself in the mirror and it's like, okay, if it's not me, I mean, well, if it's not that person, and if it's me, what is it? Like that's another thing. It's like, how did you start to become so self-aware? Like, what were the things that were making you like realize, like, wait, this is not that person. This is me. Like, so what's up with me? So, like, how did you start picking up on the clues, or like, what made you like halt and like be like, wait a minute, I need to reassess here. You know, how did you gain like that sense of self-awareness?
how did like I said, relationships, when it's kept
Yeah.
these cycles, I'm a person that keeps seeing something over and over again. Like
Yes. The
I'm very,
Yep.
conscious of cycles, and I'm just keep seeing this cycle. And then time is going by, and things are not progressing. And
Right.
then I just say, hold up, something is wrong with me now, because I'm allowing this shit to go on. Like, okay, at first it was them, but then I'm okay. Who am I? Why am I allowing this shit to go on? That's when I start to say something is wrong.
Yeah.
I need help. I started to say, okay, I need help,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I just said something is wrong. So I said, let me go to therapy.
Yes. That's so
That's
good.
what it was. Relationships.
That's so good. And it's interesting because it was the same thing for me with like when I got with my husband. It's like God put a mirror right in front of me. And you know how we have like these blind spots where we can't see like what we're doing. Sometimes we have the blind spots but we can't see what we're doing. For you, you were picking up on the patterns. For me, like I picked up on some patterns, but like my husband would always say certain things that he kept repeating. And then I told myself, okay, this keeps coming up. So it's kind of the same idea of the pattern. Like, why does this keep coming up? That's the part. Why? And then exploring it. So then started picking up on those, I started writing down the words like that he would say. And then I would look into it. Okay, so if the issue is, let's say the issue is affection. Okay, if I'm not being like affection or I'm not communicating how I'm feeling, what could be the cause of that? And oftentimes I did exactly what you did. I had to trace it back.
Yep.
So it's like it goes so far back to like, okay, what were things like at home? Like it's a whole like lineage of like tracing back what happened and really asking the questions, okay, why, what happened? And going back without judgment, which can be hard sometimes. So it's just so interesting. And I know we spoke earlier too about wanting to go over like the strong woman syndrome.
Yes. As
So
women,
as
you know,
women,
I was
yeah,
speaking more of a collective as an individual, as women that we
yeah,
are, I know we got more, I can't really see who else, but as a woman, I can speak being a woman and being from, you got to go back to the childhood and you got to understand who you are and, my culture and where I come from. And,
yeah,
in my culture, a lot of single parent homes and, being a woman that come from a single parent home, it was this, the woman had to be tough. We have to do what we have to do. And so we develop this mindset that, hey, you know what, especially coming from a place of abandonment, of those type of traumas, you get to a point where you feel like, you you are who you have. And so you develop this
Mm-hmm.
shell, you go into this mode of protecting yourself,
Yeah.
and so, and it's okay when you need to do what you need to do, but then you continue to be in that energy.
Yeah.
It creates that sense of, I don't need no man as a woman,
Right.
I don't need a man for do anything. I can do all that on my own because I've been doing it on my own, because it's a part of survival. You in a survival mode as a
Yeah.
individual woman. And
Mm-hmm.
so, you know,
Yeah.
that's how
I,
it comes for me, like,
yeah.
in that experience, because I have once had that mindset of, I don't need a man,
Yeah. Yeah.
but now as I got more self-awareness of being more of a woman and understanding masculine and feminine energy, it's
Mm-hmm.
both. We need each other, we need each other for the balance, we need that balance.
Absolutely. I love how you shared that because it's important to mention exactly what you said. It's like from our culture, from our background, it's like that is a mindset that we develop. And I was thinking earlier how, wow, we're in 2021 and we keep repeating the same information, we keep repeating the same words, we keep repeating the same process. And it's like it keeps coming up, and it keeps coming up because it's like if we're not doing the work, then what are we doing? We're passing off the same like destructive behaviors. And it's like someone at some point has to be like, yo, this is not right. This is not right. We have to fix this. Because I had the same mindset too, where it was to the point where I was so like, yeah, I'm independent, I don't need anybody. And that when I did like meet my husband, it was hard to accept help. It was hard. No, I got this. No, I can do this. No, you know what I mean? But we don't realize it's like actually accepting the help is beneficial for your health. One,
As
because
a
you have
woman, you
as a
do.
woman, yes.
I mean, like I said, you have to know who you are as
Yeah.
an individual woman, because maybe, because we both as individuals have masculine and feminine
Yeah.
energy. As a woman, I still have masculine energy.
Mm-hmm.
And as a man, well, a man as a man has feminine energy. And we all have these duality within us. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if you as a woman, you have a choice. We all have choices to do what we want to do. Like I said, it all go back to the self-awareness. Know what you want. And if you want to be a type of woman that wants to rest in her femininity, then you will start to say, hey, okay, what am I doing not to be able to rest in my femininity? What cause, that's why I said going back. And me,
Mm-hmm.
I love to be a feminine woman. If
Mm-hmm.
it's cases where I need to be masculine when I'm working out. When I'm working out, I turn on my masculine energy. When I have to go to work as a single woman, I have to. But when I am around masculine men, I know how to, you got to know how to get back in line in
Right.
relationships too. And I had to learn that going through a lot of relationships, not a lot, but just a relationships, because I'm all,
Mm-hmm.
and so
Yeah.
that's what the self-awareness, you
Yes.
know, and I want that. I'm, as a strong woman, you get tired. You just get tired of that shit. Like, damn, I get tired of dumping your trash out. You know what I'm saying? Or you got a flat tire. Yeah, I know how to change it, but just to sit back and let a man get down there and change that tire while you sit in your feminine essence, that's what I like now. I don't know what the next woman like. And it's so,
Yeah.
I respect everybody's choices.
Right, of
I
course.
don't, whatever people like,
Yeah.
that's on them. I never sit here and down somebody what they like. But even in same-sex relationships, I feel somebody got to be the feminine, somebody got to be the masculine. That's just
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
my, how I view that. Just
Mm-hmm.
the energy, the balance.
Mm-hmm.
Because it'd be too much of something, and it just causes too much of chaos. Like magnets, you need that polar opposite to attract.
Yes. Yes. Well, let's see. Can you see that? Face without works is dead. We as women have to get add our own way and allow God to enter, you do have to reevaluate ourselves and know our worth. Stop creating soul ties.
Yes, only
Yes,
priceless.
only
Thank you
priceless.
so much.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
totally. It's so true. And I love that. I love everything that you're saying. I love everything that she mentioned too, as far as the masculine and feminine energy, because I think it's such an important reminder for ourselves, because it's like then we get caught up in like, okay, there's the idea of like, okay, if I'm vulnerable, I'm too weak, right? And that's definitely something that it was a resounding theme like in our environment, where it's like to be vulnerable is to show weakness and you don't want to show weakness. But what I've learned over the years, it's like when you have both, because we have both the masculine and feminine, it's normal to have that feeling for both man and women, right?
Yes.
Vulnerability, it's to me, in my opinion and in my experience, is a form of strength. When you can
Mm-hmm.
allow yourself, when you can allow yourself to be open and allow someone to love you, when you can allow yourself to be open and surrender to that, like that union, that takes tremendous strength, because what you are literally taking off your body armor and hanging it up. Right? Because when we go out and when we leave the house, it's like everyone's putting on an armor. We have all these masks on, and not only like a spiritual mask or whatever you want to call it, but we actually have physical masks. All the makeup, all the foundation. It's like, okay, who are we without all of that? All that. You're welcome. I've been through. I'm so tired.
A
Tell me
lot
about
of women are.
Yeah.
Honestly, a lot of us are.
Yeah.
That's why I've been studying a lot of myself. So when you studying yourself, you can see on the outside the same reflections, and that what makes
Yeah.
me have more compassion. Like,
Yes.
damn, I'm going through this shit. Then you kind of, that's why I throw little stuff out there. I'm like, wow, a lot of these people are going through this,
Yeah.
just trying to find that peace and that balance, but it starts with the self. It
Yes.
just starts with us. It really truly do. And I thought, that those words was just a cliche.
Right.
I see thinking these just, it's so simple, but it's all about the frequency you're on. Like I said, the self-awareness. And
Yes.
it's not easy if you're not around it. If you're not constantly being fed these things. That's why a lot of us are the way we are, because of the childhood, because of the way we was fed. And now I'm this certain age. I don't want to tell my age now, y'all. but
Yeah.
you have to reprogram yourself. You got
Yeah.
to, like, everything you once knew, you gotta
Yeah.
throw that out and
Yeah.
reprogram yourself.
Yeah.
Reprogram yourself. You know.
100%. And I'm with you on that. The hardest thing to do is again, it is to go within. That's the most painful process.
It is,
Because
and it's a lifetime.
yeah.
It's just not like a
Ooh.
1 year. It's literally a lifetime process.
Okay, right? Because it's easy to like point the finger and be like, well, this person, that person, whatever. Well, what about you, honey? That's so hard to do, and I think this is why I think it's so important for us to have these conversations and to be on these platforms, because a lot of the stuff that you do see on these platforms on social media, it's superficial. You
It's
know,
so
it's
superficial.
so
And that's what
superficial.
kept me with for
Yeah,
be like, that's why I was kind of hesitant. That's why
yeah,
who
yeah.
just that, distant, detachful. But
Yes,
at the same time, as a person, my personal growth, I can't be that way. I do need people. I need people, and people need me.
of
So I
course.
can't, that's why I want to tell, hey, continue. That's why my motto is, as I heal myself, I like to
Yeah,
heal others.
I
That's why when I heard it somewhere, but I'm like, this is it for me.
that's it.
This is it. Can I
Yes.
and
Hmm.
so it's time to speak about this, I'm happy the fact that it is
Yeah.
a lot of people on this vibe too, though. you
Yeah.
know it's a shift
Yeah.
going on from one little outside spiritual with all the sage and the look and the vibes, the music. Now it's really like time to go in and do this work. you know
Okay.
it was a look, a vibe at first for
Yeah.
me. But now it's like,
Yeah.
okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Let's see who I am now.
Yes. That's why it's so important for people like you and myself to come on these platforms, because it requires a level of courage. It requires us to be open and share our own experiences, which a lot of people don't feel comfortable doing that. And I get it and I respect that. You know, like I've shared with you before, like I've been doing this work for 10 years, so I am not embarrassed. I understand, like you, that in my own healing, I am able to share with my platform, with my community. In my own healing, I am a better person. I'm a better woman. I'm a better wife. And soon, once, once I become a mother, I've done the work. I've done the work. Let me see here. I see a comment. Jean Bless. I agree completely. I said that to myself walking home from work today. Yes. Absolutely. It's like, and you nailed it when you said it starts with us. And honestly, I personally believe that a lot of the issues we have in our culture and our society is because everyone is avoiding themselves. And we're just so caught up in our own egos that we forgot who we are. Like we've lost a sense of self. And that's the problem that, in my opinion, that I see. And even like I've been a manager for 10 plus years, and even within my employees, I see it. I see it within my higher ups. I see it with CEOs. I
Everywhere.
see it
Rich people, poor people,
everywhere.
green, yellow. It's
It doesn't
everywhere.
matter, right? And it's like we have to sit with ourselves. If what you really seek if what you really seek is peace, inner peace and calm, and you want to be happy, this work has to be done. Otherwise, you're always going to be a victim. Let's just say you're always going to be a victim until you take yourself out of that victimhood mentality.
That's
And
it.
this is why I focus on mindset, because your mindset, in my opinion, is everything. How you think affects what you eat. How you think affects your physical body. How you
Everything.
think affects your stress. It affects your relationships. It affects your children. You have a dog. It affects your dog. You're looking at you like, you crazy? What happening? Everything, you know? And this is why I'm so excited to have this conversation with you, because we're in alignment. And you can feel people's energy.
Yep.
You can feel people's energy. And you and we are in alignment. We have the same
We
energy.
are.
We're on the same path. We are doing the work. And, I will tell you that people will appreciate this, and there will also be people who will hate this. And that's
Yep.
okay.
And I guess being honest with everyone, transparency, I guess
Yeah.
that was the issue with me. Like a little bit of people pleasing, like, damn, I was just going out, just outside. I'm like, oh, I don't want to be this way, or I should do this. I'm like, no,
Oh,
either you like it, you don't. Go. If you don't, hey, it is what it is,
that's it.
you know.
It's like, yeah, it's like once you make the choice that you're going to heal yourself, you're going to disappoint people. And why? Because they have certain expectations for how they want you to be.
That's it.
But that's not their problem. Their expectations of you is their problem, not yours. And
That's
that's the
it.
thing. It's like we're so conditioned to like do what everyone else is doing. We're so conditioned to do what it's been tradition. We're so conditioned to do things or to please people, please our parents, please our partner, please.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got time for this. Okay. You need to please your damn self, because
That's
that's how you
it.
build your own self-esteem.
But you know
Okay.
what, sis? It does take those experience for you to see that. You have to go through the
Yes.
narcissist relationships. You have to
Yeah.
go through the toxic relationships. You have to attract these certain people in your life to show
Yes.
you that. That's the only that because you can't do it by yourself. If you by yourself, you wouldn't be able to do this. That's why I always go back
Yes.
to relationships. You
Yep.
gotta have people. I gotta have people because at one point in time, a lot have happened that I was like, I don't need nobody. I
Mm,
don't need nobody. I don't give a fuck about nobody. That's
yeah.
how I was feeling for real.
Hmm.
Because so much as a child, you get let down as a child and you grow up still being an adult. You just feel like fuck the world,
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah.
You get so hurt, just stabbed, and you just a child. You ain't did it,
Right.
damn. And so you go up and you do feel like a victim. You do go through those
Yep.
stages. You do. And I feel like it's
Yep.
okay for a little while. Okay, yeah, you did this to me. Yeah,
Yes.
this happened to me. but you just can't stuck there for 20 years later saying,
Yeah.
this happened, this is why I smoke crack, or this is what I do.
Yeah.
I'm just being funny. I'll just be
No,
exaggerating. But
I love that. I love that. And there's this book,
that's
You Are
it.
a Badass. If you guys have not read that book, You Are a Badass.
I've seen it. I've seen a little bit of that. I've ran
Okay.
across that book.
Yes, it's by J.hanceinc. One of her quotes that stood out to me and that I still repeat, it's like, it's not your fault if you're fucked up. It's your fault if you stay fucked up.
That part. That
Yeah.
part.
I was like, that's so good. It's like,
I love
okay,
that.
yeah. It's like, okay, yeah, these things did happen. You know, like, people did hurt you, people did disappoint you, and in that same disappointment and hurt, they built you into the person you are today. What do they say? Adversity builds character. Like, I would not be who I am, and you would not be who you
That
are
part.
without these experiences, right? But did you learn the lesson?
That's it. That's it. That's what I'm always even asking myself, you know, people I love, or just doing the work on the outside. Hey, what did you learn from that lesson? You know, what did that teach you? Your divorce, you have to leave a job, whatever. Go on. What did that teach you? You know, so that's it.
And Amy says, yes, I agree. Breaking out of those bad habits. Oh my God, yes, because there's so many of them. There's so many, and that's the thing. You don't realize that they're bad habits until you start paying attention to them, right? Because what those bad habits are, they're so familiar that they feel like home, right? That when you break out of those habits, it's almost like you're stepping out of your own identity, right? Or an old identity, and that is scary as hell, right? Because you're like you feel like you're losing yourself, but it's like you're not losing yourself. You're losing the baggage. You're dropping that heavy ass bag because it's heavy, it's loaded, it's hurting your back, it's hurting your body, it's too much weight. So it's like you're releasing all of that toxic shit, really, and you are introducing new and healthier habits. That are what, if you're really trying to like extend your longevity and really enjoy your life, I mean, damn, you really got to take care of you. Only price. You want to read that one?
You can go ahead. You can read it.
Only priceless. You have to be you. God says we are fearfully and wonderfully made. Amen. So it's not about what people say. It's about who God says you are. Okay? So it's about what you answer to. That is so freaking true. Okay, sis? Preach.
Thank you.
It's so true. And that's what, you mentioned self-awareness earlier. Okay, let's dig into that a little bit more too. What does self-awareness mean, and how do you get to a level of self-awareness, right?
From my little notes, I just want to, read off of it's the ability to focus on yourself and how your actions, thoughts, and emotion do or do not align with your internal standards. Basically, a person of knowledge of themselves and their work as a person. That is self-awareness, just the focusing on yourself. Just your thoughts. When you ride down the road, what are you saying to yourself? Just, how a lot of people are like, oh, they're so stupid. I don't want to say I am stupid, but you're like, I'm stupid, girl. You so stupid. Those type of small little things. I was so dumb yesterday. I did that. When you be more self-aware, you be like, why am I calling myself dumb?
Yes.
It just, you see some, oh, they're dead. Even though it's trendy, oh, they dead. But like, why be dead?
Yes.
Maybe I'm a little too critical, but you have to be mindful. That's why I talk about mindfulness each and every moment. When you bathing, when you showering, what are those thoughts going through your mind while you showering? What those thoughts when you by yourself. That is to me the self-awareness. When you by yourself, what are you thinking about? And once you can control those clatters, those negative thoughts, because a lot of stuff that come to us don't belong to us, whether it's through ancestry DNA or through the programming. A lot of these thoughts and shit don't be our thoughts. And if you can, that's what meditation and stuff come in hand of when you do meditation, when you're working out, exercise. That's why I love to exercise, getting that oxygen to the brain. And it developed just that discipline. So you can combat those negative thoughts. You have a negative thought, it's okay because it ain't yours. Like you might think of some weird shit that go past your mind, but you're like, okay, that's mine. I see that.
Yeah.
But okay, that ain't me. I
Yeah.
ball it up. When I see something negative and I can catch it, I literally ball it up.
Right.
And I throw it away. Like in my mind, okay, oh, that's a weird ass thought. Okay, let me just go ahead and ball that up.
I
Because
love that.
I see you acknowledge it. It's okay to acknowledge the thought.
Yeah.
But those, to me, that's where I start to help me with self-awareness. Just like because I spend a lot of time alone now. I don't know if you're able to dealing with different circumstances. Can you spend time alone? Or that helps me. I do a lot of isolation type work. I'm always kind of alone, so I have time to sit and think about, maybe I went over conversation for work yesterday, like say for instance, you get in huddles, people gossiping, and you be like, damn, I went to work, I shouldn't have said that shit, you know what I'm saying? Or, I should have said that shit, and, just reflecting, just reflecting. And it just take practice. It's just got to be, you have to have that desire to change and want to be better. You just have to have it. Either you got it or you don't. Like either you're wealthy, millionaires, or you're not. It's just it's no different. Everybody can do it. It's just the discipline, the connections. Anything you want. I just kind of use wealth, millionaires, and but anything you want, you can have it. It's just the connection to that. And I always love to change. I'm always changing and evolving. I'm not going to be the same person next year that I am going to come this year. I'm always like to change. That's just me personally. So I'm going to continue to change,
I love
and
it.
grow. That's just me. I'm morph, girl. I was morph. I used to be big, dark, light skin, hair. I'm talking about I was more Christian, this, that, like.
But you have to. It's
like water.
But it's like, that's why we're here. At least in my opinion, I feel like we're here to really find out who we are. To experience.
We're here to remember. We remembering who we. You know what I'm saying?
We're
here to remember who we already are.
Right, because we've forgotten.
We come down here because we all of us want to come down here. That's the thing. We forgot. People, we be like, oh, why didn't we? What did I sign up for? I didn't sign up for this, but you really did. You just forgot. We all have a choice.
It's so true.
Girl. It ain't easy. This is a school of life. Once you understand that this is just a school to grow and learn, this earth, this experience. You don't die. You keep going. It ain't no such thing as heaven and hell. Your mind. It's your mind that determines heaven or hell for you, for the individual. It's just all about self-awareness. It goes back to you. And after that, you need to take accountability. No, after self-awareness, you need to accept. You need to be in a mode of accepting things. Okay, now I got the awareness. I'm gonna accept this happening to me. You know what I'm saying? You accept that, and after that, you take accountability.
Yes.
Those are my 3 things.
Girl.
The first 3 you need to do. You gotta have the desire to change.
Yes.
Like, I don't want to be like this no more. You got to have a thought. Then you okay, self-awareness. Like, okay, I am a little toxic too. Yeah. I do have a little PMS. Then, be more aware of your body. Like, damn, this time of the month as a woman, I do, right before my period come on, I snap. That's self-aware. So you can kind of plan like, okay, let me,
I'm going to keep some distance.
Snap on, or just kind of like change, make a, and then after that, you accept that, okay, I do be on my PMS. I am a little wigged out. And then you take account of, okay, you know what? It ain't everybody's fault that I have a period. I can't be taking my energy out on everybody else. That's it. And then you practice. That's bring forth the change. That's just a short and sweet.
So good. I love you. First of all, I love your realness and your rawness with this, because that is so important. And you keep going back to the point of self-awareness. And I think it's so good that you keep drilling that, because it's like, you have to be aware of your body, your facial expression, everything. Your, what do they call it? Nonverbal communication. How are you moving? How are you sitting? What's your posture? If you're trying to if you're not with a partner right now and you're trying to attract somebody, they are reading into all of that. So if your energy is off, first of all, one, you didn't have self-awareness to recognize that so that you can do the work in advance so that your energy is not off. But if your energy is off, or wherever your energy is, you're going to attract whoever's on your frequency, you know? And you, the person you may attract, maybe, and I always like to talk about things as far as like levels, right? Just like school, you got all these grade levels, right? If you're still in kindergarten, baby, or you're still in elementary school, you're going to attract that. But when you, I think I lost you. Okay, I hear you now. You're good. Yeah. So, so I like to think about like self-awareness is it's levels. You have to build up to it. It's very true. So it's like you, wherever you build up to, that's what you attract. So whoever's on that level, that's what you're attracting. As you elevate and you further develop yourself and you raise your frequency, guess what you're going to match? You're going to match the people who are up there too and has done the work. And this is why you and I are on this live, because we've been doing this work and we are on the same frequency. Our energies are vibrating. And I'm like,
it's
this
science.
Is my girl.
I did not understand that it's nothing but science for real.
Yes.
Spirituality is science. It goes hand in hand.
Yes.
We kind of separate it, but it's really science expressed in a physical form. That's what science, and when they talk about energy, it's just like radio stations. I relate to radio stations. You got hip hop radio stations, you got country, jazz. It all depends on what you want to listen to. Okay. And who you, and then you're gonna listen to everybody that hitting with jazz. You know, everybody you listen to that frequency of jazz. So you know, and that's just how it is, and that's what you're saying to me. It's just what frequency you're on.
Okay. And to take it a little bit further, because I'm studying psych, like the neurons in our brain literally communicate with each other through energy. They fire and communicate with each other through like energy. So it's like our entire being is that. And isn't it cool that like without talking we can feel each other's energy?
Oh yeah, telepathically. Dreams. You can travel, like it's real. Everybody can do these things. Everybody is psychic. Everybody can astral travel. Ain't nobody no better than no other. You know, it's just that some people is more in tune to these certain talents that we all have. You know, some people can see over the veil, can see dead people and can communicate with them. You know, and so everybody have their gifts too, but we can all do these types of things for real. We all can. We all can telepath. I can think about you. You call me. We do that all the time.
That's so real. So what do you think like we as women like need to work on to really get to a space of like, you know, improved self-esteem, to get into a space of self-awareness and to get into a space of self-acceptance so that we can attract what we want? Like in your opinion and in your experience, like what do you think we need to do as a culture to like move forward?
First of all, again, it goes back to we got to stop blaming and being in that mode. First of all, that's going back to being aware. Like, I understand things have happened to us in the culture. You know, things have happened. Not to say you got to turn a blind eye and just act like nothing happened. No, accept what has happened. But what can we do at this present moment? Being more present. And what can we do right now to make change for the future, right in this present moment? Me sitting here regurgitating some shit that happened thousands of, you know, and I understand it's white supremacy, all these different things. A lot is going on. But when you understand yourself as a spiritual being, all this information that we understand, that we are gods and we are this, then you need to be taking you're accountable for that. I don't need to blame no other brother, sister, or anybody for me. Now, to me, I look at it as a game, like you play a video game. Life is, you got to have the negative and the positive. It won't go right if it was just perfect. If it wasn't no division, if it wasn't no, you know, that the yin and the yang, the darkness and the light, the negative or the positive, we won't be able to create. We need, everything is encompassing. Everything is one, even the negative, you know, even the bad. So when we can, all this information we have, we need to use that.
Yes.
and make it more to fit today, not trying to replay some stuff that happened in the past, because that's another thing with us as a culture. We got this information, we keep looking back what our ancestors did, what they did, what they did what they could to get us here today, but we cannot go back and replay their stories. We need to make our own stories right here and right now.
That's right.
And that's what I say, take a responsibility. We ain't finna, if you don't like the school system, take your school children out the school system. You don't like them jobs, create your own shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't like something, make it to you for you. You don't have to keep blank. It's where we living in now. It ain't no excuse for nobody. It ain't no time to keep sitting here blaming people. When right now, we got the power. We the one gods, right? That's why they say we all gods. We God. We got to act like it. And that's what I would say to the community. Like, okay, y'all, this have happened, that have happened, but what the hell are we going to do about it today? What can we do about it right now? If you don't like this shit, you can change this. You don't have to take your school children to the school system public. You can homeschool your children. What are you going to do to make that happen? I'm not going to complain no more. If I got some stuff going to school, I either going to roll with it or not.
All right.
You know, I can't sit here keep complaining about what they doing because I'm allowing it. If I don't like something, you can change that shit.
Yeah. Look, we got 1309 Jack Boy. He said, surrender ourselves to the universe. Yeah. That's like the hardest thing to do, but it's literally what we all have to do. It's like the idea of like letting go and like releasing all of like the toxic energy we have, releasing all of like working through our issues. Like I know trauma is like such a like cliche word to use too, but it's like, I mean, honestly, as humans, we've all been traumatized at least once. Okay.
Yes.
So I've been traumatized how many times, and it's like we have to do the work. There's just no way around it. And it's like, how do you let go of something? Yeah, it's so hard. It's hard, but it's like
it's beautifully hard.
Yes, yes. That's such a good way to put it. It's like once you face it, there's no way to go over it. There's no way to under it. You have to go through it, right?
That's it.
The through part.
It's like diamonds.
Yes.
It takes pressure to make them diamond, and that pressure hurts.
Okay.
You know that all that just to create something else. Even when you give birth, like everything goes back to creation. And when you planting something, a seed into the ground, is going into the darkness. Will come the dark out of darkness, gonna come the light. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's the creation. That's the thought. That's the creative thought. You gotta have it.
Yeah.
Just be focused on the present. I like that.
Ooh, collateral beauty. So good. It's so true. And I have to tell you, like, I don't know if I can remember this quote, but there was this quote. It's like, I'm not even going to try to say it, but it's basically like, you're going to shed tears. Like, it's going to hurt. You know, it's like, you can't get the rewards without the pain. You know, can you imagine if you didn't have the pain, what would you value? What would we value? I'm not saying I enjoy pain. I hate that shit.
Right.
I don't like how it feels. I don't like it, you know, but I have to admit to myself, and this is part of the acceptance piece and being real with myself. I have to be real and say, you know, this shit hurt. I have to be real. Like, you know, cry about it when I need to, you know, allow myself to feel it, because there's what's called somatic memories. When you don't release things, your body, it's stored in your body.
I posted like a few weeks ago. That stuff gets stored. That's what cancer, even all diseases, for real. How would we measure the growth without growing pains? I have to remind myself that daily. Yes, boo.
So good. Absolutely. And that's, you know what? I'm so glad you wrote that, because I have like 15 journals. That's how I measure my growth. I've seen where I was and where I am now. And I journal everything. Why? Because if I need to vent and there's no one around, I need to get that shit out. So it's like my journals is like the release of that negative energy. It's out of my body. I got it out. Now that it's there, I can go back and look at it. And guess what? Those journals, all the entries I write, literally improves my ability to communicate to myself how I'm feeling, and I can identify how I'm feeling. And then when my husband asks me, yo, what the hell's wrong with you? I can actually articulate it because I already filtered it, as opposed to like it being held here. Like we often do, where we let that shit build up, build up, build up, build up. We can't, no, you gotta let it out. You gotta speak to somebody. You got either journal it, get a therapist. This is what literally you can hire a coach. There's life coaches, there's mindset coaches, personal growth coaches. It goes back to how bad do you want it? How serious are you about your own personal growth? And are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to do it? I've been doing this over 10 years.
And hot mama.
She says so true. I'm a better person and stronger than I am today. Because if God because of God,
is my service acting up like that?
That is so good. And it's so true. And hearing you say that, hot mama, it's like you're validating what we're saying. And it's like you can only validate what you've yourself experienced.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's incredible. And I have to tell you, the moment I decided to change my life and improve it, I've increased my income. I attracted my soulmate, married my soulmate. I got accepted into an Ivy League. And yes, I lost a lot of friends. And I also, I'm not very close with some of my family members. And that's okay, right? Because I made the choice that I want to be better. And if that's not what they want to do, I'm not here to judge them. That is not my job. Everybody here gets your life is your own, and you get to choose whatever the hell you want to do with it. Whether you want to live on the streets, be a bum, or you want to be an Ivy League, your choice. Everybody here has a choice, and it's really up to you to make it and to take action. And we are taking actions. I've gotten to where I am through actions. Yes, I've cried. I've had my fair share of heartbreaks. I have my fair share of hurt, but no, we are here sharing with you what we've gone through in hopes that it inspires you to keep pushing. It's a journey.
It's a journey.
It's a journey, baby. It's a journey. And it doesn't end here. Jack Boy.
Yes.
You can manifest what you want to reality. It's in your hands. Okay? That's so true. Some people don't believe that, and it's true. I've manifested things, and I'm just like, I asked for this.
Yep.
Just like if you asking for something negative, like if the energy you're putting out into the universe is negative and it's toxic, you ask for it, baby. The universe is not going to be like, yo, are you sure? That's what you want. It's not going to be like, are you sure? No, it's going to be like, that's what you asked for. That's what you get.
Yep. Listen. That's it. That is it. That's what I'm big on. Like I said, reprogramming the mind, the subconscious mind. Like what I said earlier, being mindful of those thoughts you're thinking, and when you understand that, like even me, some exercises I do, y'all, I've been on this kick where I play the same affirmation over and over and over again, like in the morning, in the shower, when I'm journaling, I'm playing it, even when I'm studying it. That is and I am telling you, it works. You find your favorite affirmation and you play it every day. When you ride down the road, play that every day. That stuff really help clear all that negative stuff out, and then you can start attracting better. It's just your subconscious mind, and it's real because it don't have feelings. It's like a tape recorder. Whatever you put in there, it just give it right back to you, whether it's negative or positive. And it's so real. It is so real. And so that's where I'm at now. That's why I say mind science, just reprogramming the mind, learn how to control using discipline those thoughts, that some of them, those thoughts don't even belong to us. It's been, images we seen as a child, some just things that just been programmed, fears, just not even belong. This stuff don't belong to us. These weird thoughts, we all have them, and so just really programming that subconscious mind every night when you go to bed, have something positive. When you say dumping that stuff, start seeing good in everything. Yep. That's a good way. The the power of positivity is real too. That's a science.
Yeah.
Being positive, that ain't the easiest thing to do. That's why
It's hard.
but if you can practice that,
Yeah.
that is so good. And it's real. Being
It's
thankful. I got a gratitude journal that I'm thankful. I write in that every day. Even if I just say thank you for my life. Like some days I go long, but I'm always gratitude, that gets you a lot too. Just being thankful. Even the smallest thing, I'm thankful for clean water. I'm thankful for this bed I'm laying in, God. Like,
right.
thank you, thank you.
Yep.
Even when things go wrong, say thank
And
you.
listen
It's
and
weird, but
listen and listen to that. And you guys, if you have any questions, feel free to drop any questions, and then we'll,
yes, please. I want to say that too. If you have any
yeah, love to
questions.
questions. But notice the things we take for granted. We said, we say, even water. We take that so for granted that we say even water as if it's not that important. Take water away. Well, what? We take so
Yep.
many for granted. Our life. Oh, I say I'm grateful for life. We could not wake up tomorrow, and it's like
Blackout.
black, right? And some people think like when we say, "Oh, have a positive attitude, be positive," that we're saying, that's going to solve all your problems. No, absolutely
Nah,
not.
we never say that. No.
Not at all. Well, what we're saying is that when your ass falls down and something happened to you, it's like you get yourself up through those positive affirmations, because life will continue to knock you the hell down, and there will be different chapters. Oh yes, I'm grateful for life. Yes, Jack boy, for life's art. Yeah. Oh yeah, I am too. And I really try to remind myself that it's a big deal. You know how many people lost their lives during COVID?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so many people passed away. And why are we still here? Why are we still here?
Untouched. I've been untouched. Thank God. I'm so thankful.
Knock on wood. Oh, what's the affirmation you listen to? Ooh,
Okay.
yes.
We are creators on YouTube. It's this guy named Justin, and it's I am affirmations. And he's just like, I'm gonna do a reel with it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Ooh,
I've
yeah.
been wanting to do a reel with this affirmation that I do all the time, and I'm coming. And so you will see this reel that I'm doing, but I love it. It just basically is an affirmation for confidence and wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And I say them every day. And then it's so crazy once you do that for so long, you'll be sitting there at work or something, and you'll just hear that go through your
Mm-hmm.
head. You can hear it like, and then it is. I'm telling you, it's just like playing your favorite song over and over again. It's the same thing. Your favorite music. You
Yeah.
love our music. We feel that. But if you can get your affirmations in there too,
Yes.
it changes things. It really do. I promise you. Find your favorite affirmation, or you can take your voice and do it. Tape recorder, put you some little meditation music with it, and you
Mm-hmm.
listen to your own voice saying positive things. That's another good exercise as well. Listen to
Yes.
your own voice, and every night in your earbuds when you ride down the road, say those good things to yourself. Every day though, that's the work. You can't just do that shit one time and
Yep.
thinking things. You got to do it. Oh,
Every day. Yep.
shit, my bad. Every day, even when you don't feel like it.
Yeah.
You might be in a bad
Yeah.
mood. I even times where I'm in an affirmation. Yeah, I'm healthy. Yeah, I'm like mad as hell, but I'm like
Like,
still doing
whatever.
the affirmation. Like you don't really be feeling it, but I'll be like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
healthy hell.
Oh,
It bathes
I
me
love
up in
it.
bad mood, but those, you know, it helps you get through those tough times too.
That's so good, girl. See, girl, I love this combo. Stop fighting. And I want to add, I mean, I don't know if some of you may already know this, I don't know, but a fun fact, I did mention earlier I'm studying psychology, and like what she's talking about as far as the affirmations and the reprogramming, this was called like neuroplasticity, where like the neurons in the brain, like the more you repeat stuff, the stronger you enforce their ability to communicate. Like there's an actual chemical reaction in your brain that strengthens. So it's like when she says repeat it, you're strengthening it. You're strengthening the muscle. You're strengthening their ability to communicate with each other. And then the stronger they are able to communicate, it's like a strong ass muscle. Then it goes on autopilot, and that's how it becomes a habit. That's why they say, what, 21 days to build a new habit. It takes
That's
21
it.
days.
21
That's
days.
it.
And
You
you'll
gotta
be
keep.
amazed what it do
Yes,
to you.
Keep
It
going
is
at it.
so
Keep going.
real. I promise you, it changed my
Yes.
life. My finances started being better. My relationship getting better. Like things are, it ain't perfect. I still have my days when I snap, y'all.
Of course. I'd be
I
lying if I didn't say
snap,
the
but
same.
not, I apologize when I'm wrong.
And that's so key. Taking accountability.
Yeah,
It's so
that's
key.
it.
Yes.
That's
And if you
it.
guys have any questions, feel free to ask us. We're talking all things reframing your mind. We talked about the
Mm-hmm.
strong woman syndrome, and we talked about the cons and the challenges of that and how exhausting it is. We talked about like being superficial, like how social media can oftentimes be superficial, and
Mm-hmm.
why it was so important for us to come on and have these discussions with you all, to be open, to be vulnerable. And we talked about vulnerability. It's not a
Yeah.
form of weakness, it's a form of strength. And that's part of the reframing. Okay. If you think being vulnerable is a sign of weakness, then how are you ever going to be intimate with anybody? How are you ever going to connect with
Right.
someone on an intimate level? Or how are you ever going to be genuine with someone? That's one of the skills I had to master as a manager. My employees can detect when I'm being fake. So it's like, I always made sure to be genuine, and you can only do that. And we talked about self-awareness. You can only do that through being aware of how you're showing up. What's the energy you're putting out?
Yep.
And really, you really got to sit with yourself. We've been talking about going inward, going within.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell are you without all the makeup? Who the hell are you without that mask and the armor you put on when you leave your house?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? That person, that's the person that needs to step out into the world and serve. That person's who we're waiting for. That person is what we're working every day to become ourselves. And that's why we're here showing up for you, to inspire you to be able to do the same exact thing. Because we're not perfect. We're still working on it. We still struggle, you know, but we have the courage to be open and share this because the world needs this right now. There's just so much pain, there's so much hurt, and it's
And
like
it's just a beginning. It's
it's the
just a beginning. It is literally. I love
yeah,
astrology, y'all. I haven't been posting a lot about astrology because I just been, just whatever. But it
yes,
is. We don't have to hold on to our seats because it's going to be a eclipse in a few days, and so it's going to be in. I think I study sidereal astrology now. I don't study. I mean, I like Western, but I am a more of a Eastern astrologer, or not astrologer, but study astrology. And I just know that it's just gonna be a bumpy ride. I just want to throw that out there to the people that's watching this. It's gonna just
mm,
hold on to your seat, develop your spiritual foundation. So when
yeah,
things on the outside get chaotic, you gonna have that faith in your higher belief of the creator.
yes,
Well, that whatever that may be, Jesus, Allah, Jah, universe, and whatever
yes,
that may be, you know. So just keep that spiritual foundation. We all need that. Sometimes we get too far from that
yeah.
because we trying to find God. Sometimes we get farther away from God trying to find God too. I have experienced that too. You know.
So good.
So
Yes, thanks. This journey is for the chosen. Yes. And on both, right? On both ends though, right? Because we have to do the choosing too. Right?
yes, we
Yeah.
chose this. We once you accept, like, hey, I wanted to be on earth at this particular time to have these experiences,
Yes.
then you be like, it's just a weight lifted off you. It is not
Yeah.
no why I'm here or this and that and the other. It's just that you wanted this, and I'm gonna go through with this to the end.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
all got a chance. We all got to go. We come through here because we wanted this. And
yeah.
if think about it, if we remember who we were last lifetime or who we are, then why come down here?
Mm.
And so you go through these experiences to remember. You have to remember to remember. I like
Yeah.
to say that. You have to
For real.
remember to
Remember.
remember. And so you come
Oh,
down here as a baby, you choose your family, you
yeah.
choose all the characters, everybody chooses. We all got a choice. The characters we play, that's why we connected. That's why we the part of the all. We all is connected. And
Yes.
so we all choose this shit, whether you believe it or not. I just want to tell you, you forgot. You
Yeah.
forgot. You just forgot.
Yeah. Well, I hope
So
that everyone's enjoyed this conversation, and like we can, if you guys want to give us feedback as far as what you'd like us to discuss, because
Yes,
we could maybe be having these discussions. We're thinking maybe every Thursday if you're up for it, Rose. You let me know if it works
I'm
for you.
up for that.
But you guys can tell us what you would like us to talk about, and we'll be more than happy to make that a topic for the next discussion.
Yeah.
But this
Thank
was,
you all so much for
yeah,
tuning in, and we're gonna have some more things in store for you all. So I just want to just thank you all for showing love and support and just being connected. Thank you.
absolutely. And if you guys want to connect with me, my page is at
Can you
J.hanceinc.
pin that? I should have pinned it.
That's
How do
okay
we do that?
here. I
Hold
can,
on. And okay.
you're able to do it? Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I have this my first time.
That's all right. I'll put it in the text message.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
there we go. So,
Yeah, do
yeah.
that.
So I'm a mindset coach. And Mama Rose, you've been doing your personal growth coach. So thank you so much for connecting with me, for allowing me to be in your space. I appreciate you. And I love that you've been on this journey, because you know and
Thank you.
understand it is not an easy process, but it is a hell damn worth it process. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful night. Take care.
Y'all have a good one. Thank you. Talk to you soon. Peace and
Take care.
love.